This is a Ben Frank Connection presentation. This is a Ben Frank Connection presentation.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Before we get into episode 132 of the ABJ Podcast, I want to do a huge thank you to our top-tier YouTube members, World Champ Level A, Triple Crown Champion Palmer Shizzle, Grand Slam Champs Freak Maniac 90210, and Raz. Huge thank you for keeping the lights on for this podcast. All hot super chats and donations will be read off during the live show. If anyone feel free to do so. There is other tiers that you can join if you want to support the channel. If you can't do anything monetarily, a like, share, subscribe goes a long way. We enjoy having you guys in the live chat. Let's get on with this episode 132 with Yeddi. What's going on, everybody? We are live here at the ABJ Podcast, episode 132 with my boy Yeddi. Man, I've known this kid way too long. Watched him grow up to the young man he is now. Very, very exciting. Before we get into further anything with this episode, is make sure you check the links below to follow me on all social media. If you're listening to this later in your car on the ABJ Podcast side, take a screenshot, send and tag me in it, and just say, hey, give us some feedback of what you thought of it. All the links for my guests are down below as well, so make sure you head over to Spotify and support him, and all of his link trees are down there. Won't waste any time. Let's get going with this. One thing is there's a little bit of delay between us when it comes to the internet side of things. So if you see us struggling a little bit, just bear with us. Any questions or anything that anybody wants to put into the chat, please do so as well. I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words. Let's just get into the interview. Let's bring him in. Episode 132. My boy Yeddi. What's up, bud?
What's up, brother? I'm digging the braids.
Not much. Very, very excited to have you. You like that? Listen, when you had long hair, and I always had it up, right? And then your scalp starts to hurt because you have it up all the time. I'm having one of those days where my scalp hurts, so I had loose braids put in, and it's way more comfortable,
Yeah, I miss. That's the thing I miss about long hair is putting the braids in.
Yeah, if not when they're tight. I don't like when they're tight. If you do some loose braids, I feel like it just it massages your scalp a little bit. It feels nice. You can put scalp treatment on. It's a thing. Real quick, Austin with the 5 gifted memberships to the channel. Appreciate that so much. So 5 of you are going to get free memberships. Cool thing about the YouTube side, be part of a gifted member. There's a little bit of 570 skook in there. There's emojis that look like Gears iced tea, chocolate milk, and iced tea containers. And they have the ABJ on it. So little fun things you can use in the chat if you get that fun.
You have a tattoo. You have a Gears tattoo, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I have Winnie the Pooh drinking a Gears iced tea.
Yeah, that's my favorite one that you have.
I eventually want to get you probably still have some grandparents or older people in the area, especially if you live in the coal region. You've definitely seen it on an old school phone. But the poison hotline control stickers, the Mr. Yuck, it was like a black and lime green sticker, and it was like a smiley face, looked like he was throwing up. It's very, very old school, but that's my next tattoo when I get my shit together. Is I want to get a Mr. Yuck tattoo.
Nice.
Yeah. That delay is crazy, my guy. All right, so let's get our first question in and get you talking so people can hear you. But let's kind of rewind a little bit. You are from the 570 Monty City. I put our town on the backdrop of this. A lot of my imagery that I use for this podcast, my color scheme. You look above me right here. It's black and gold. It's my backdrops is Monty City. I bleed. I'm a golden bear for life. I have logos with bears on it. I bleed where I'm from. And the big thing is, man, is we get a lot of hate in our town about, everyone talks about the negatives, but I look at some of the people from our town, our area, like Bro, Muhammad Ali used to come here and get his doctor visits before we would go fight for world championships. Like, our town has cool history, it has cool things. And one of the things I'm really proud of in this town is someone like you, man, who's also repping where we're from, puts that on their back, carries the 570 and uses that in their music and really encapsulates what it was like growing up in this area.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely a product of my environment growing up, and I don't have like any shame of where I came from. It's more so like I do have pride from where I came from, and I think it definitely, like, the experiences I had growing up there, it pours out of me in the music just because it bred me into who I am.
Yeah. So when exactly did you get into the music side of things? Like, I know for a while watching you grow up, you were always kind of known more as the star athlete of the school. You were, top of the basketball program. You played, a little bit of football here and there. Went through not just injuries, but went through a lot of struggles in your personal life and your health issues with other things. And I don't want to get too much into it unless you want to put it out there, but it stunted a little bit of your sporting. And is that when the music side came out more because you didn't realize if sports were going to be a thing for you? How did that come about?
Yeah, so I played basketball in college. I played at Albright, and it was there that I developed like a drug addiction, and basketball was just like slowly slipping away from me, and a lot of things were slipping away from me that like I held very close to my heart and it was important to me. And I didn't really know how to get it out anymore because typically it was just sports was my life for the longest time. It was the only way. Like, everything was so loud until I would play basketball, and then like all the screams in my head kind of went quiet. And I lost that with basketball. And it actually just came back recently, like watching my brother play and me starting to play again and playing with him. Like, basketball just like, it just makes life quiet for me. And when my second year in college, I found creating music. It started with like writing poetry, and then it was like, oh, let's see if I can make these poems rhyme, and let's see if we can get a melody to it. And then, dude, it just took over my fucking life. It was like, it's the only way I know how to cope with anything or express myself.
Yeah. So when getting into it, who are some people that you pull from or influence you, or that you kind of listen to growing up, that when you kind of pull from bits and pieces of their style that you may put into the persona of Yeddi?
Right. It's weird because it's a combination of like so many different fucking things. It's like Blink-182 and like pop punk. I grew up on punk, but then
you're welcome.
I remember my cousin Shane, my cousin Shane Yatsena, he used to play 50 Cent, like The Massacre and Get Rich or Die Trying, and like just drowned in hip hop after that, dude. Like, when I heard 50 Cent, I was like, this is the best shit that the earth has ever heard. Like, and I remember my dad had like a little MP3, and my parents would be like, the first 4 songs on there, they're bad. You can't listen to them. The first song on there was Magic Stick. So they told me I can't listen to it. I'm out riding my bike. I'm listening.
That's good. Yeah, it's gonna be the first one you put on.
It's the only shit I was listening to. Like, it was like that, the Gorillaz, like those are all the songs that my dad was listening to. So I was like, this is dope, and you're telling me I can't listen to it, so I'm gonna play it 50 times, and I knew all the words.
You know what's funny about Get Rich or Die Trying? I remember when that first came out, I was high school-ish, but you guys were on the same age as Craig and Greg Hedrington. And Craig, was it Greg or Craig? I think it was Greg. Greg decided that he was going to change the background of the library school computer to the cover art of 50 Cent. Like, I think he tried to save it, but saved it as a wallpaper, and it was the gunshot hole through the screen. And dude, they like took him out of jail and like took him down to the precinct and like tried to lock him up over changing the wallpaper. The only thing I remember about that album was the funniest thing ever, is because he changed the school wallpaper.
That's what I love about music, though, man. Like, 50 Cent doesn't know that story at all, but his album is just associated with that where it's like a memory like that is tied to something as simple as the cover art to the album.
Yeah. Oh, I definitely listen. That's how I remember albums and remember songs and music. Is just like I can tell you exactly where I was on the time of my life and what I was going through the first time Kanye dropped College Dropout. Like, I can tell you exactly where I was and what I was going through when this Blink album dropped or that, Simple Plan album dropped. It's awesome how music can unlock those core memories. Yeah, I definitely, when I like listening to your stuff. So I listened to you many years ago when we first started doing stuff. Hell, you're one of Dark Fantasies, I believe, was my theme song to the podcast back at Interviews with Everyday People for a while. I think it was Dark Fantasies.
It was at one point.
Was it? I forget exactly. There was a few. I think it was two songs we were bouncing around that we were going to use. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure today my brother still uses your music for his Stream Start music when he plays and goes on Twitch. But
I know. Awesome.
But I will say this: I was working at recently at a factory, and I would sneak in earbuds, and I was listening to stuff, and there was you and another rapper in the area who they were like I was talking to him, and he kind of like refueled my love for independent music talking to him again, D-Hide. And I went and I listened to his whole album and just gave him an honest review and told him what I thought about it. And then I went back and listened to your newer stuff. And I gotta say, man, you and Harry are like Batman and Robin. Like, you had a style, but no disrespect to the people that were making the music for you before, but Harry's production level makes it sound like you should be on the radio. Like, his beats and the way his music stuff is structured, it sounds like it should be like it turns it into radio bop. Like, it makes it like it's just really good. Like, you two working together has been magical.
Yeah, seriously. So Harry, I actually get the beats from several different producers online. So Harry doesn't make the beats, but he does all my audio engineering. And dude, the crispness of, like, people don't understand when they hear my music because they don't see the creative side of music. Is I don't think that there's I don't know anybody else making music out of a bedroom with that level of quality, which is just a testament to how good Harry is. Because, dude, if you threw that fucking kid in if you put me and him in $100,000 studio, dude, we would be on the radio.
Yeah, I totally agree. And listen, that and he's in here, he's creeping out. But like, bro, that kid right there, I remember he was like, he was just like, we were doing the podcast stuff. I did a couple episodes in his dad's house, and he was just hooked. And he was like, "How do I go like do this more?" And then I had him sit down, and that podcast, like, we kind of sat down and really talked about like his future and what he wants. And I kind of pulled him aside, and I was like, "Bro, like, do you want to play drums? Like, do you want to be a drummer? Or do you want to be something completely different in music?" And he's like, "I kind of want to be something different." I was like, "Then do it." Like, you come from a very, very supportive, loving family. Like, live your dream. Like, not many people have that support or have that people in your corner as much as your parents and your family do with music. And the kid's excelled. He's killing it. I'm super proud of him. He's like you and him, you obviously, besides just my actual little brother, I have a lot of little brothers, and definitely I would consider you one of them. I would consider Styka one, Colin, Eddie, Harry's one of them. I have a bunch of little bros in this life, but seeing you guys work together really, really makes my heart happy, and you guys are making some real good music.
Yeah, dude. I mean, not many people know this, but me and Harry live together now.
I heard. That's gotta be fun.
I
want to come through and hear you guys. So nice. I want to see the process one day. One of these days, you got to hit me up. I want to come up and hear you guys record and do stuff. Maybe record some behind the scenes stuff.
100%.
So
that would be dope. I would do that.
Yeah. So you with your music, what are some accomplishments since the last time we've talked, or some things that you've done musically that you're really proud of, or where are you at right now in your journey?
Dude, that's the thing. It's like when the first time we had talked, it was like, how many streams can I get on this song? Like, can I get this posted on this page? Can I do this? And the biggest thing that I've done with it that I'm most proud of is I don't give a fuck about that anymore. It's just like, and the music has gotten so much better because of that, because I don't care if 100,000 people listen to it or 10, because I would much rather 10 people going through something that can genuinely resonate with me. I would rather them listen to it than 100,000 people that are just giving me a stream. And that's why I don't pay for promotions anymore or anything like that, because I just think if I keep being my genuine self and make genuine music from my struggles to help other people, it's going to resonate, and then word of mouth is going to spread. And I think that's the way that I make it, because I'm not a promo guy, bro. I'm not trying to throw my music into a bunch of people. I'm happy, dude. Like, I'm living a happy life. I have a lot to be thankful for. So it's like, it came from a place of feeling desperate, trying to get all those views. And it was like, I wanted people to like me, and I wanted people to like my music. And now it's like, dude, I'm putting this out because I love it. I genuinely love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. And it's like, if you like it too, awesome. I got another song coming soon.
Yeah. What are some songs that you wrote that really resonate with you, or ones that really mean the most?
So I would say the ones that I resonate the most to I haven't released yet. Me and Harry have 4 songs tucked away right now that we're working on. I have 2 shows coming up next month, I believe on the 17th and 18th, or the 18th and 19th, whatever that Friday, Saturday is. And I have one song called Anxiety. I forget the name. It's a new bar that opened in Freeland, and then I'm playing at Hang Loose on Saturday.
Okay.
But the 2 songs I would say that like I'm most proud of are like the most vulnerable I've been in, which are Anxiety. That song's actually completely done. 2 nights ago, I just got the cover art resized so I can release it. I shot a music video with it with Brendan Boucher from Tamaqua, who's absolutely incredible at his craft. Like, helps me out. He's just a solid fucking good dude. So I would say that Anxiety song, which is the next thing that I'm releasing with a music video. And then we just made a song probably a week ago called Suicide. And those 2 are just like if I died right now and there were 2 songs that I wanted people to remember me by and know the type of dude that I was while I was here, it's those 2 songs.
Yeah. No, totally. I feel where you're coming from when it comes to making your art. Yeah, I was kind of in that same boat where I was like, I'm just gonna let my genuine personality come through my podcast interviewing, and if people resonated with it, cool. If they don't, then it isn't for them. And it's been tough. It's tough to grow, and it's tough to put all your heart and soul in everything, and then sometimes you just don't get the views or the clicks you want. But when you get to that point where you can just block all that out and do it for you and not so much the people around you, and let it kind of come naturally, it's definitely a testament to that. That's not easy to do.
Right. And that's the thing. I would love to be self-sustaining just off my music. Like, it would be beautiful to be able to just do that for work. But I mean, I have all my bills paid. I work a really rewarding job, and then it's just a bonus that I get to come home and I have an outlet like this to express myself, and I don't hold stuff in as much anymore, and I'm a much more peaceful and happy person since I've been treating the music as a therapy.
Yeah. Now, when you make your music, you put out a lot of singles, or you put out shorter album ones where it's like maybe 2 or 3 songs. It's coming from some, like, I'm older school mentality of, I know the younger generation's more about the singles or 2 or 3 songs here and there, but I think that there's an art in having a concept of an album and then having each song of the album tell a story from cover to cover that I think is kind of getting lost in certain aspects of music, especially in the hip hop and R&B side of things. I still think bands are putting out more full albums and telling a story, but you can definitely tell when an album is structured or when it's just a bunch of thoughts randomized, putting together, and then they just jam it all into one playlist and go from there. How do you find that balance between releasing the single or going that route of building an album and structuring it?
Honestly, the biggest thing as a self-funded artist is it's just like, it's super expensive to put out. Before I was working with Harry, and like, we're just doing it because we love being around each other and working with each other. But people don't realize how much money it takes. Like, I gotta pay for the beat. I have to pay to record myself. I have to pay to mix and master. I have to pay for cover art. I have to pay to distribute my song. And then if you want people to listen to it, you got to pay to promote it. So it's like,
yeah,
dude, you're talking like, if you do it the right way and you want to put a song out that like your goal is like not the expression part of yourself, but it's like, I want this song to be noticed as much as you possibly can. It's like, dude, you're talking $600-$700 just to get it out if you want it all done professionally. So it's like, I don't have the money to put an album together like that. But since Harry and I have been working, and Harry's super busy, so it's like he shows all the time, and he's working doing audio stuff as a regular job in the day, and then he has all these gigs. So like it's really difficult with my work schedule and his shows for us to, and we're exhausted. Like we're living genuine adult lives where we have responsibilities. So it's like finding that time on two different schedules is super hard for us to find the time to sit down and do that. So just this last week, Harry helped me out with finding new equipment. I invested money into setting up my own studio in my room so I could record, and then we could just work on mixing stuff together to get more stuff out so I could be more efficient with releasing. But I think that's the next step. And once that happens, I feel like for the first time I can put a concept album together, which my first one, I want to be based around just mental health struggles. So I want to just tap into like all the negative places I've been without submerging myself in it too much to the point where it affects me mentally.
Yeah.
I want it to be hopeful.
So you're in the Pottsville area now. So you bounce back and forth between Pottsville and the MC. What was it like for people who maybe don't know growing up in Monty City? What changes have you seen since your era of growing up into where the town is now? And I'm kind of seeing how you are where your mind space is, if it's negative or a positive. Because I think most people, when you think of the town, they go immediately to negative. But where do you see the town, or where we kind of grew up, as like a staple of what it is now?
I feel like it says a lot about, are you a pessimist or are you an optimist? You know what I mean? Because it's like anywhere you grow up, there's shitty stuff and there's great stuff about it. I choose to remember all the good stuff about it. So like, I mean, don't get me wrong. There were days where I saw horrible things and like it was infested with drug addictions. Like there are bad things about it, but there's bad things about everywhere you go, no matter where you are.
Oh, give him a second here, see if he buffers in or where Yeddi's at right now is having some internet issues. We're trying to push through it. If we lose him here, we'll keep this interview, but we will schedule for a future date here and really lock this down. Just one of those days. It's been this month for me as a podcaster has been cursed. I think Yeddi's the first guest who hasn't had to reschedule or back out of the interview this month. Sometimes it happens once a month. Sometimes it happens every other 4 months. You get one person have some life comes in and they have to change things up. But this entire month, every single episode has been last minute rescheduling and planning. And then he was able to make it, but just the internet gods not letting this one happen. I'm going to go ahead and bounce him out real quick so he's not stuck on that weird freeze frame face. But yeah, we'll give him a couple minutes here to pop back in. If anyone's in the chat and has any questions, let's get them in. So when Yeddi gets back in, we can keep the conversation flowing. He's here, but I don't see his camera turned on. Oh, and there he is. Can you hear me?
The call dropped for a second. Yeah.
You're good. We're back. Filibuster. I've done this a few times.
That's the hot spot, dude. That's my bad. But back to what I was saying is like there's bad shit everywhere in the world. Like, and if you want to choose to look at the bad, then honestly, brother, how happy is your life going to be over this long stretch of time we have to spend on this earth? So for me, I choose to remember being able to go out. My homies are right there because it's a mile-long town, and even my friends that didn't live in town, they're 10 minutes away. Their parents would drop them off. You know what I mean? Like, I remember how good the buffalo chicken pizza was at Carini's. Like, it's all these little things where it's a happy, tight, developed community where everybody had their back. Everybody had each other's back. And that's the thing is, like, even those people that were going through hard things and might be addicted to drugs or anything like that, like, that's either your cousin or one of your friend's cousins. And it's like I know for a fact that my mom specifically would always try to help the less fortunate. And by no means did we grow up with a lot, but I also choose not to remember growing up without a lot. I just remember all the love in my home. So I wouldn't. Your mom was always trade it for a world.
Much respect to your mom. She was always super, super sweet, very nice person. I've never had a bad experience around her anywhere near your mother. She's always been a gem. She keeps it real. Like if you fuck with her, she'll say something.
But, I don't want any beef with my mom, but she's a literal angel, dude. And like that's the thing is like you protect your mom and you stick up for your mom no matter what. But growing up and like understanding how to read people and see who people are for who they actually are, my mom is a genuine person, and I would have respect for that woman even if I just met her in passing, because there's a reason why every time she goes to the grocery store, mom's in there for 35 minutes because she's so kind to everybody. Everybody wants to talk to her, and I'm the luckiest man alive to be born into having that mother.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I want to bring back, and I got to find people who are willing to do it now that I live in town and I really have nothing going on myself. But we need to find like a day, like just one day a week or maybe one day a month where we all kind of meet up at 8th Street and just play like really friendly, not trying to kill each other pickup. I'm old. I can't play competitively like I used to.
I don't play that kind, brother. I'm getting a win.
I want to play old man basketball. You remember when I was a kid, there was a group of old men who come to the court and they play old man ball. And then y'all would come up and play young man ball. And I kind of played between both, playing but I want to play old man ball. I want to be out there with like the old man, just like, we didn't do it today. Let's go home. Like, I'm not trying to die every time I go play basketball, but I want to get a group of guys and just play some pickup games. It looks like it'd be a lot of fun. But y'all are still in that competitive era. I can't live my life like that.
I think that's just me, honestly, dude. Like I play, like, my brother's incredible. Like he's a straight up, just, I can't believe I'm about to say this on the internet, but he's just better than me. And I'm still 110% and faithful on, this kid's probably a Division I basketball player, and I'm looking at him like, you can't fuck with me today. Like, you're not beating me. And we go at it, bro. We butt heads, but that's been since the kid's 6 years old. My parents used to be like, just let him win one game. Let him win one game. And I was like, he's going to be a dog when he grows up because he's never beaten me.
Yeah.
Like,
bro, every time y'all showed up at the basketball court, it was me, Tony, and Justin. We didn't care if you were 11 or you were 18 because we didn't get that love growing up. Like, I played against the older guys like your uncle. They beat the dog shit out of us. So I was like, yo, the next year. And it wasn't like we were beating you because we wanted to beat kids and like, scratch that. We not beat kids physically, like on the basketball court, but it really shaped that younger generation to all be good ballers. Like, bro, I miss the days that you went to like when you walked around town, every court had 15, 30 kids at it playing basketball all day long. Like, I look around town, that's the only thing that bums me out.
How I grew up.
Yeah. I feel like if people start using the courts,
I never had a shirt on, and I was going to every court.
Yeah, I remember the no shirt days when I was in shape. They were good.
How's that Dr. Pepper right now? Spicy, hurting the tongue.
Dude, it's so good. I love. If I can get sponsored by anybody, Dr. Pepper cream soda is probably the reason I put like 10 pounds back on. I can't stop. It's like crack.
I never.
Real quick.
Painful.
Oh, the cream's where it's at. One other quick thing about Monty City, we'll move back on to music, I promise. But bro, so we have a barber shop, which is insane. And then next to the barber shop's like this little deli that serves some of the best food I've ever had in my life. And then they just open up Dominican food on the corner where Pick a Pack used to be. Like, we're getting all this multicultural food in town, and I love it.
I want to try it.
It's so good.
Dude, that's something that's super dope for me to see, is like how diverse it's getting there. And it's like, it's just nice to see, you know what I mean? Like, and I just, anybody who's new around town, I'm like, I try to be so nice to them. Like, I like meeting new people.
Yeah. I heard the Mexican place next to 54 is really good.
Abe's is fire, bro. If you haven't had it, you need to go eat there.
I haven't. I heard it's amazing though. I don't know. That's the positive I look for in our town. Like, you go to the bar, there's no faces. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So when you start doing music, you said you're doing live performances. What has that been like? Transitioning from sitting in a studio performing to doing it in front of people.
This is the weird thing about me is like, I talk about this with my girlfriend, and I'm like, I don't know why, but like, once I'm done a song, I'll sing it in front of a million people. But I love solitude in the creative aspect of it. So like when I'm writing, the lights are off, the door's locked, nobody's within a 15-foot radius of me. My roommates could hear it. Like, I know Neil and Harry hear me writing and singing, but it's just like, that's like my little zone. Like, that's where I lock into it. And once I have the song done, I'm comfortable to go sing it in front of people. Now, there's definitely anxiety going into it because I care about it and I would like for people to enjoy it. But it's just fun for me, man. Like I like when eyes are on me. I perform better when more eyes are on me. Like it was the same way. Like, bro, if it was playoff time in high school basketball, if you guarded me in regular season, okay. But like I feel bad for the dude that had to guard me in playoffs. Because it's just
I remember,
that's when I
didn't you used to get was it you or Dylan that used to get spit on at Marks Hall, or both of you?
I think that was anytime Monteario walked into Marks Hall.
Yeah. We're
just the scumbags of the county, bro. Like just the little town scumbags of the county. We go in there and bust people's ass. It was like, what is this?
Yeah, it's not even the scumbags. It's just like, for how small our school is, the fact that we were basketball powerhouses every single year speaks to, the Mickey Holland at the end of the day, like the GOAT of, basketball, and even his ties are still involved in now the girls team. And then, the people coaching the boys team now are products of Mickey. You know what I mean? Like the guy is just a foothold. That honestly, that's an interview I really want to get. Like that's a bucket list. I want to get Mickey so bad. Yeah.
That would be a crazy one.
But here's what I have to figure out.
The conversations with him are just like, dude, he's like a quote book, dude. Like he just, and he's AA sponsors. Like he was very much not the man that he wanted to be for a while. And he's not ashamed of that, which is like, he's such a real dude.
Well, here's my dream. And here's my bucket list. I want to interview him. He's already said he's down. He would 100% do it. So I have that part's done and over with that I can get it. But I need to get the equipment to get it done. Like I kind of sold all my cameras. So all I really have is like can't really do like I used to. Like this is just kind of in front of a computer at this point. I have a little GoPro, but it can't film long form. But if I was going to interview him, I want to do it in the gym. Like I want to put him in his element. Like I'd love to have him in the old locker room and do like a couple of questions there.
Gave me the chills.
Put him, on the bench where the coach would sit and do a couple of questions there. Put two chairs at center court. You know what I mean? Like that's where I want to interview him. I feel like not just the interview, but putting him in the house he built. I almost said the house he built. You know what I mean? That's how I want to get it done. But obviously, like just to go into a school and get that is going to be a nightmare. But if anyone of power is listening, that's the goal. Sometimes you got to speak.
They would do it. They would do it 100%. I don't think he would even have to ask. He would have to walk in and go, by the way, nobody in the gym at 4:30 because I'm doing an interview, and they'd be like, okay.
All yours. This is yours, so you built it.
Dude, I remember which I hope I don't get any title strip from him or anything, but like on snow days, we weren't allowed to practice. Like you're not allowed to practice on snow days, and he's like, 12:30, you better be in that fucking gym. You know what I mean? Like you knew to show up no matter what. Like, and you don't talk about it, you don't tell anybody. It's just we're coming to practice. Somebody asks you, we didn't practice.
That's when he knew we had a good team, when he knew the team would do that even without him asking. Oh, are we losing him again? Oh,
right. And also, I mean, that comes. Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. That delay is killer delay. So let's kind of show a little love back to you talk about your brother. He's doing some crazy shit, man. Like tearing it up. I thought he was a senior. They said he's only a junior. I think I lost him again. Oh, what a heartbreaker. We'll kind of bounce him until he gives me a thumbs up in the bottom there. What a day. What a day. Hold on, let's see. Is he moving? You good?
Yeah.
Yep. That thumbs up is a long ways away. I said that like 3 minutes ago. Yeah, I hear you. It's all right. We'll get through this.
I'm sorry. This Wi-Fi is
it is what it is. This is technology. I'm cursed this month. This month has been terrible for me. But yeah. So your little brother balling it up.
Yeah.
What has the experience been watching like you playing and then watching through him play?
I am more anxious and nervous for his games than I was playing, because me playing, it's like I know that I'm a dog and I'm going to go out and do my best to get the job done. But it's like me not being in control, but still caring about the game just as much. Like I want to see, there's nobody in the world that wants to see him win more than me. And it's like just seeing him grow up. Like, I don't know if you ever heard this story, but my games when Jace was a little kid, he thought were his games because he used to say to my mom, like, what time's my game? Like, not what time's Matthew's game, like him talking, going, what time's my game? Because they would let him shoot at halftime, and he was the halftime show at our game. So, like,
Yeah.
he had this little North Carolina blue and white ball, and he would pull up, and it's like, I had a conversation with him. I hugged him after they won the league title, and I was like, bro, like, you fucking did this. Like, you've literally wanted this and worked at this since you were as tall as my waist. Like, and it paid off. Like, the kid's not had a basketball in his hands since he was that height. And it's like, he put the work in, man. Like, I'm so proud of him. And I've never seen anybody in the Schuylkill League play as electric as he does, where when he gets on a fast break, I've never in the Schuylkill League ever seen anybody that gets on a fast break where I'm like, I would not want to be under that rim right now.
It's you know what one of my favorite things about our town and about the basketball is when our town is successful in sports. I wish this love transferred to everything about the town, but it shows true more with sports. Is when we're a good sports team, it kind of unites the town. Like, people start going to the games again, people start supporting, people start going out and doing things, and it kind of revitalizes our little city again, which is kind of exciting. And like I said, I've watched a lot of people come through and do that through our basketball programs and football programs, and it's like never been to a game, and I know I got another year, so I can still go to them senior year, I guess. But right. It's different. It's different for Jace than it is anyone else I've ever seen come through and do that. And the biggest thing I think why is a lot of people will turn around and say, like, oh, insert name here is really good, but like if he's not there, the team falls apart, or he kind of takes all the points and he's this and he's that. Every single time I hear Jace being spoke of in public or by people or just in general, it's, bro, if you think he's good at scoring, he's just as good at passing. His assists are just as good as his points. His defense, his teamwork, he's genuinely just a good teammate. And I think that's what's really been setting him apart from past Monty area Golden Bears is he's like, everyone talks about Jordan, but Jordan realizes he needed Scotty. Jordan realized he needed a good five. It just he wasn't going to do it with two. You know what I mean? And I think that's what sets your brother apart is he understands that his bench is just as important as a starting five. And I think that speaks volumes for that kid of being that young and having his head on his shoulders like that.
Yeah, dude, he's a legitimate, like, he's a hooper. Like, he's an elite college level hooper. And the biggest thing that I'm most proud of him is 2 years ago, bro, he was a hothead. And like he's like, it's beautiful seeing him like become a young man. And like I'm getting to slowly watch him learn who he really is, and he's finding himself. And it's the patience in life that he's learning is translating into the game. But you're right on that feeling that when Monoy has a good team, it's just like you can feel it in the atmosphere, you can feel it in the gym and outside the gym. And the craziest thing is me now living in the Pottsville area, it's like I have people there coming up to me like, dude, your brother brought the county together. Like your brother brought this whole county together, and we, like, so many people, like, he's so good that so many people are just coming out to watch him. And it's like it's insane to me.
Now, is he also like balling? Like he'll go up to Pottsville and play up there with people, like play pickup games in different towns and stuff. Is he doing stuff like that as well?
Me and him went 5-0 at Bearfield last night on the same team. He's playing with me all the time, and it's funny because when, like, I'm throwing half court oops to Jace now because we just have that locked in. I'm throwing oops from half court. He's going up and dunking it. It's like you feel it just on the, like, in pickup games and stuff, like. And when, like, yesterday, they were going to shoot to see who goes on a team. And I was like, me and my brother are playing together. We'll pick up 3 other people. And it's like, it was me, Tyler Skinner, and Jace. we rolled up and we were like, us three are playing together.
That's a team.
I said, literally, bro, we were like, give us any other two dudes and good luck.
Yeah. That's what we used to do. We used to show up at the court and be like, yo, you guys can't play together. It's like, no. We're playing. Get your crew. Big phone calls. Don't care what you got to do. We're not switching up because that's what like you got to kind of own it sometimes like that. Like, I don't know. And it's fun when people call to try to get people off the court to get like they call to get other people there to get you off the court because winner stays on and they're like, yo, get down here, these guys.
The best feeling.
Yeah,
it's the best feeling, bro. And it's playing with my brother again. Like he'll come and play in our men's league with us just to get a run in, and it's like me and him on a team. Something about playing with him brings my competitive edge back, and it's like, dude, I miss that feeling of just like yesterday I had such a bad day. Like I was so pissed off, and I went to play, and I was playing angry for the first time in years because I just go for cardio now, and I was like, I forgot how good I am at this when I'm mad.
Now, the reason we went that hard in the paint, there's a method to my madness here. Since this has gone down and you're kind of reliving basketball and having those moments and now at an age where you and your brother, where age isn't as much of a difference, because I'm in the same boat as you. There's a huge age gap between you and your brother, and there's a gap there where you kind of do your thing and your brother does his thing because you're in your grown man phase and he's in his kid phase, and you kind of catch up again in your 19s, 20s because you can kind of relate once again to each other. How is that inspired or rubbed off on your music side of things? You got to run in here. Got a cat jump. I apologize. My cat just kicked you off the screen. What a day!
You're good,
this doesn't happen. I don't know what's yet.
What a pussy, right?
Yeah. What a puss. He's all high on cat, man. The whole thing.
No, but I mean, there was definitely a gap. I would say when he was like 15, 16 years old, he's going through all these changes in his body. He has like all this testosterone built up, and I'm 9 years older than him. I'm lost at this point in my life. I'm not hanging around my family as much as I could say that I wished I had. I just had a lot going on. So like I'm processing unprocessed trauma. I'm trying to figure out how to be a responsible adult. And as I'm learning these lessons, I felt like I was way too hard on him. Like, dude, this is where I fucked up, so you can't. Like, these are the mistakes I made, so I don't want you to make them, so I'm going to be tough on you. And we actually just, I feel like right now me and my brother are the closest that we've ever been in my life because he stayed over my house. It was just me, him, and my girlfriend. It was just me, him, and a bro talking, and I said to him, bro, do you ever think that hard on you or I talk down to you or like you're not as smart as me just because I'm older? And Jace is a man of few words. Like he's a very quiet kid and just shook his head like, yeah, bro. And I was like, dude, I'm sorry because I'm starting to realize that I did that to you, and I'm going to do my best to I'm going to try my best to treat you like my equal, and we'll figure this life thing out together instead of me trying to tell you what to do. Like you very much can live your own life, and even when you're making mistakes, I'm going to support you no matter what. Like I'm always the person that you can come to. And since that talk, I hope it's reciprocated and he feels it too, but I just feel different about our relationship, and like I'm more understanding towards him as the young man that he's becoming. Like he's not a kid anymore. He's learning to be a man, and I'm trying not to be so hard on him, but also like instead of like you need to do this or you can't do this, it's more like, hey, I did this, and in turn these were the reciprocations of that, and these are the battles I had to fight after, and I support you no matter what. It's your life, you make your decisions, but I would like for you to not do that because I already went through it.
Yeah, it's very hard to see someone live, especially someone you're close to, like a brother, live through things that you're like, oh man, like you didn't have to do that on your own, or like you kind of want to be there, but they gotta figure it out on their own and kind of let them burn their hand on the stone once or twice, and you're like, all right, you done being an idiot, now let's have some fun, have a beer about it. You know what I mean? Like it's only gonna get better when you can have a beer with your brother. I promise. You're gonna have those nights where you got too many, and you're gonna sit outside of McGuire's and cry and hug each other. It's gonna happen. May have happened recently to me. I went outside.
Talks like that.
Yeah. Listen, I was like, oh my God, he's going to get me. And I started like breaking. And I was like, no, don't be a pussy. Like, you know what I mean? The coal region came out of me a little bit. I was like, no, man up. Don't you fucking cry. And then I took 2 hits. I took 2 hits of my vape, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go back in the bar now. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, that's honestly, that's like one of the biggest things that I would say my music stands for too, recently, or at least what I want it to turn into is like this fucking stigma, dude, like behind like men going through mental health issues. It's like, and so I don't know if you know what I do for work, but I work at a girls residential for clients that are 12 to 17 and a half years old. And we deal with like attempted suicide cases, like kids cutting themselves, bulimia, anxiety, depression, all these mental health crises. And I try to help them with that. And it's like, I make myself extreme. Like, I'm a tough fucking dude. And like, I can keep a stone cold face no matter what, but I'm trying to let that mask down, man, because I know it doesn't benefit anyone, especially myself. Yeah. Like, I know I'm doing a disservice to myself, hiding my emotions. And it's like, now that I'm at a point where I could wear them proudly and help other people with it, it's just like, it's the best feeling. I can't ask for anything else out of myself than what I've been doing lately. And I want to see it translate to the music more so I can help a little bit better.
Yeah. Why don't we get in like a Monoi song? Everyone has to do a song from where they're from. When's the Monoi song dropping?
Maybe I'll make a Monoi anthem. I don't know. It's like, I feel like all of it, it's just, I just want to tell my story, you know what I mean? And like a lot of it is, I made a song called Small Town Kids. Bro, I have a crazy story for you. Are you ready for this?
Yes, please.
I need to hit my vape for this one because I still think about it every day. So my music ended up, because of Harry and because of me working hard at it, quality-wise, it went up a lot better. The writing's better. The production's better. It's just better music. So I was like, I'm not really proud of that first album I did. I'm going to go back and delete it. I go on to my distribution company and I delete my entire first album. And I log back in and I look at my earnings and I'm like, this is more than I expected to be in here. Like, you get fractions of a penny on every view. So it's like, I don't expect to get much money in there from streams. But I looked at it and I was like, this is a lot more than any other time I cashed out. What the fuck happened? I looked at it. My song Tsunami had hit, I guess, a TikTok trend, and it got 365,000 streams on Spotify through a TikTok trend, I'm assuming, and I fucking deleted it. And it was from 2 years prior. I don't even have the audio file to re-upload it, so it was just gone. Now, I made the money off of the streams, but it's as if the song never existed. And like, it's like, dude, if I left that up and it hit a trend and started skyrocketing, if you're making music out there, never.
Yeah, dude, I the same here. Like, when I rebranded, I got rid of all the social medias and stuff from my old content, but it's all on YouTube. Like, all of my interviews with everyday people are still there. All of my not cool in high schools, my banging beers, everything's still there. You can go watch it. I still think, like, personally, some of my interviews were some of my coolest shit I've ever done, and I'm still very proud of them. But it's just, it needed to be a new brand and a new thing. But no, definitely, that broke my heart that you said you deleted that. Like, I'm thinking about that, you fucking idiot. Why would you do that?
I said, brother, what do you think I say when I look in the mirror? I'm like, you dumbass. Why did we do that?
Oh man. So when you look back at growing up and now giving your brother advice and stuff like that, who are some people that you really want to give those flowers to that you think really shaped who you are as a person?
Oh, dude, there's so, like, I'm a very grateful person. So like, I have a ideology that I live off of, which is, even if I walk by a homeless dude that doesn't have a shirt on his back, I think genuinely any human being that you meet, you can learn at least one thing from. So I think one of the best quotes that my girlfriend ever said to me was, we're just a mosaic of everybody we've ever met. And that stuck with me so bad. I was like, okay, Shakespeare, like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, that's the most beautiful shit I've ever heard in my life. And honestly, just that quote alone had me looking at life different. Like I did like draw a lot of inspiration from a lot of places, but the biggest things, dude, especially now, like I'm 26 years old and I still look up to people, and like the first people that come to mind are like obviously immediate family members, but my mom, the way that she, like me now, my appreciation for her now is like I have to get up in the morning, and now I get how exhausting it is to work all week and like have responsibilities on top of that. I might not understand what it's like to raise a kid on top of all of that, but like I very much can imagine that it's much more than I'm feeling now, and I'm stressed out. So it's like just to see her do everything she could to give us the best life. It's like if I work my entire life and I end up half of the person that my mom is, I'm a good fucking person. And I draw inspiration from, I learned a lot from my brother, my cousin Andy, my uncle Dan, just like so many people, my father. And recently, honestly, the person I learned the most from and draw the most inspiration from is my girlfriend. I've only been with her for a short amount of time, but it's like, it's the first person I've ever been with that genuinely inspires me. And we kind of we both have like, we're creative people. She's in art school. And it's like just conversations talking with her. She's a lot like my brother, where she doesn't have that much to say. But when her and my brother talk, it's like I just find a lot in what they're saying.
Yeah. That's it. I like the idea of pulling from people. I definitely have a lot of that as well. That's why like I didn't have the best experience growing up in our town and our environment, but also because I didn't always have it the best, or I maybe wasn't always fitting in, or didn't have the popularity I wanted. Like I'm proud that the color scheme in this town made me tough, and I can go handle the world outside of it. You know what I mean? Like, so I definitely know where you're coming from about, pulling from that and that being crucial. Now you said you have some new music coming out. When can people expect that? And once again, let's talk about these two performances you have coming up and where they are and where people can go support them.
So the next song that I'm going to release is Anxiety, and thankfully my laptop charger broke, and I'm at my girlfriend's house right now. While I was out here, I stopped at Best Buy and got a cord. My music's on there, so I couldn't upload without it. When I get home tomorrow, probably I'm going to pick a release date. I'm not sure exactly when. It'll be within the next 3 weeks max. I'm going to release Anxiety, which I think this song's going to turn heads. Like, I think it's going to be like, oh, he's making music. Like he's talking about real shit. And I think that is going to be a very big turning point for me and turning this hobby into hopefully a career, because we have a video behind it. I'm going to pitch the video a little bit as much as I can. Like I said, I don't have a lot of money to promote. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to pick a release date. It should be within the next few weeks that I release that. And then probably a week after that, I'll release the music video. And then eventually, by the end of this year, because I know that, again, Harry and I can't do, we just have too much going on. Like, we can't get a song. My goal is to drop a song a week. I've always wanted to go like several weeks in a row of just like every Friday, here's a new song, just to show people that like people don't understand. I have 1,500 songs probably in my phone. Like, I go into my phone right now, I write everything in my notes app. And when I go into my notes app right now, exactly, I have 4,834 notes on my phone. I'm never not writing. And out of 4,834 notes, it's like, you better believe that there's 50 to 100 really good songs in there, because I work at it, man. Like I put a lot of time into this. And I think now finally being able to be in a position where I can put out music whenever, like I'm not focused on the quality as much now, because it's just like, it's a therapy for me. And I want anybody that can to resonate with my words and hopefully be healed a little bit by it. So I need to take some time to get like the whole studio set up. But me and Harry have 3 songs that we're going to finish up within this next month. And I'm going to pick release dates for all those. So hopefully May and June, by the end of June, I'm hoping to have like 4 or 5 new songs out.
Yeah, the one I listened to, I really, really enjoyed that you recently did. I like the Patience single that you put out, Since Day One, and Scared to Love. I thought they were really, really good. And then I listened to Life's a Wave. I thought that was really good.
Mhm.
Like I said, I like what you've been putting out, man. I think it's very catchy. When it comes to some of your lyrics that you put out, what are some lyrics that stick out to you as some of your favorite that you ever wrote?
Have you heard my last single I put out, Keep Your Head Up?
Yes, I think I listened to that one a little bit before we went live. I have another question on another song that as well. Who the hell's Rick Owens?
I'll explain that then.
All right, yeah.
So, Rick Owens is a fashion brand. It's like it's a designer brand.
Got you. Yeah.
But on Keep Your Head Up, like the story behind it, it's a very wholesome story, and like honestly, it makes me tear up when I think about it. I'm not going to name who this person is because I think their struggles that they were going through. It's they can pick when they want to share this or if they ever want to share this with people. But I had somebody that came into my life recently where we always knew each other, but like never really talked, in the same room a few times, but never talked. And this individual was posting a lot of like concerning stuff. And like, I don't fuck around when I see people going through stuff. Like a lot of people turn ahead to it and say, oh, this person wants attention. This person wants this. But I've genuinely wanted to take my own life before. And I've genuinely tried to take my own life, and thank God that didn't work out. So I don't play around with that at all, because I would rather look like a dumbass feeding into somebody looking for attention 100 times. And if one time I didn't make a fool of myself and I was the person to help out, then I'm glad to be a fool the other 99. But
I want to hear something real quick. I don't think I've ever said this on a public platform. I graduated with a kid, and me and him were really, 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 really close. I'm talking about like sleepovers, always over his house, was always around this kid. And I loved his mom, his sister. They were really, really cool people. And the one night, I think I was still living on South Street. I don't remember. I forget where I was. But I remember logging in on social media, on Facebook, early Facebook days, and he put a post out at like 3 a.m. And the post was like, "Yo, play this at my funeral." And he I don't want to put any other details out there because I don't want to put it out there because it's not about me. But that night he left us. You know what I mean? And how you're saying I don't play around with that, and I talk to people about it. Like, I totally know where you're coming from, because every day I still think, like, what if I would have just sent a message and be like, "Yo, you want to talk? We'll go for a walk. We're only a couple blocks away. I know we haven't talked in a minute. Like, you good?" Right. You know what I mean? And that's a burden, man. So I definitely know where you're coming from on that. You know what I mean?
You can't hold that though, man. That's not on you. That's just life as an empath. And you know what I mean? Like that's something that will probably cross your mind a lot, but that's also, you can't make a decision for anybody. All you can do going forward is take that experience and say, well, maybe next time I see that, I'm going to reach out.
Yeah, 100%.
But that's actually,
this is what I do now. I'm all about conversations. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah. It's the best shit in the world, man. But that's what happened with this Keep Your Head Up song. I ended up messaging him, and we were back and forth. I was like, what, like, I know we don't talk, but what's really going on with you? Like, I've been through the ringer. I might be able to relate on a couple things. And like, I'm very much like, I ask my girlfriend this sometimes. I say, do you want support or do you want solutions? So like, I'll just sit here with you. Like, if you feel alone, I'll just sit here with you. We don't even need to talk. Let's just get through this night. If you're in a dark place, like, I'll just sit here with you. And I reached out to him, and thankfully, because I excel when people want to talk to me about their problems, he opened up to me and told me about wanting to take his own life and flirting and fantasizing with the idea for a while. And I'd check in on him here and there whenever I had a minute. I'd be like, "Hey, brother, I just want to remind you, like, things get better. Keep your head up." And over the course of a few weeks, we ended up, I don't know how much later it was, but he moved back around this area, and we got him to come hang out with us. And we went out to the bar one night. We were out for his birthday, actually. And he said to me, he's like, I never told you this, but like, you saved my life that night when you were talking to me. And we both started crying, and I was like, I'm not walking away from you right now, but I need to tell you, like, I will be back. I need to go record a song right now. So I left the bar, and I went and recorded Keep Your Head Up. It took us an hour. We finished it. Harry bounced it for me, and Harry was super understanding. I came and I was like, explain the situation. I was like, dude, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, this needs to happen right now. Like, this song needs to be recorded right now, because the feeling was there, and it's genuine when you record, when you're experiencing that emotion. I recorded it. I went back and I played it for him outside the bar, and I said, I want to let you know that I'm releasing this song, and you drew the inspiration from this. I'm happy you're still here. And the one line in the song says, please put the gun down and just pick up the phone. And that just replays in my head, knowing that I got him to pick the phone up and maybe saved a mother from crying and people from missing him. And it's just, it's probably one of my least streamed songs, and I love it, man. Like, it means so much to me, that song.
It's so special. Let's talk about these two venues that people can go support you. What day are they? What locations? And how? What is there a cover price, a door price? What are we talking about here?
Let me pull up my messages right now, just because I don't think he told me the name of the venue for this one. It's Bodie Blanco. He's doing a release party, so he's throwing a show. He didn't tell me. Oh, wait. Yeah, I do have it. Cosmos in Freeland on the 17th, and then Hang Loose on the 18th. I don't have all the details yet, just because the flyers are getting developed like as we speak. He just messaged me the other day and said he's working on the flyers, but Cosmos in Freeland on the 17th, and then Hang Loose on the 18th.
I could probably do the 17th if I could figure out a ride situation, but the 18th I got booked for a wrestling commentary. So unfortunately I have to miss that one. I'm doing commentary in the Steamtown Mall. Do you know how many Office references I'm going to sneak in on a wrestling show? Like, it's going to be out of control. That's awesome, man. Is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to plug or get out there, or a story or a message to people?
I mean, the biggest thing is just like, I've felt alone a lot. Majority of my life, I felt alone. And I think just reach out to someone. Like, it's never a burden to me to talk to somebody that I don't know. If you feel like nobody loves you, Yeddi loves you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always open to talk to anybody going through it. It's quite literally what I think my purpose being on this earth is. It's why I think I'm here. And I enjoy fulfilling my purpose. And I love talking to people, man. I love talking to new people.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Listen, we got to link up very, very soon and record one of these 5 questions in person. I don't know exactly where we're going to do it. We got to find a location and do it. But man, thank you so much for your time. I'll let you get back to it. And this, I apologize to everyone with the internet connections. Neither one of us can control that. We did our best. We will have you on very, very soon with some updates, and definitely can't wait to see you again in person. Next time you're in town, let me know. Even though I don't really go out very often, but if you're out somewhere, I'll come out and say hi to you just so I can see you. But make sure you guys go and check out all the links below. Go stream his music. Go get some more plays up to that. And if there's anything you ever need from my end on the platform, let me know. Like, all of my music has been made by the Converse Kid. So every bit of my intro music, all of my stream start music, every song, every
that's Harry's cousin. He was just at my house.
Yeah. Yep. I love him.
He was at my house. I know. Yeah. The whole family, man, just so fucking genuine. They're so good. Great dude.
Yeah. So even if you need
great people,
if you want to put a song as intro music for like a month or a couple of weeks just to kind of get it out there so more people could hear it, and I'll put in the comments like music by Yeddi, go support it here. Like, my platform's always open for you. I appreciate you. And I love you to death, man. You and your family are always been amazing. And when I say family, that extends to cousins, to uncles, all of them. You're all really good people. Jace is in the comments. Huge thank you to you, brother. I'm rooting for you, my guy. Keep killing it and slamming the ball down on these jabronis. Doing it for the Golden Bears, baby. I actually just made
on
this
7 footers.
On 7
This
footers.
kid's dunking on 7 footers.
I don't have it available right now. Son of a bitch, dude. I made this. So New Japan Wrestling has this like circle logo, and it's a lion, and it says the king of pro wrestling or whatever. But I did one that said the voice of the indies, and it's a bear, like a golden bear, and it says ABJ, Anthony Blackwell Jr. It's a dope logo. But bro, like I said, my golden bears roots run deep. Everyone's like, why do you pick black and gold? Are you a Steelers fan? I go, no, I'm from Monoy, baby. That's what that means.
You don't even know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But yeah, dude. Maybe I'll. Maybe if you're willing to do it, once I come out with that anxiety song, I'll reach out to you, and maybe we could hop on another podcast soon. I genuinely, both times we've done this, I really enjoyed it, and it's just like, it's great that people get to listen to it, and like maybe they heard something that one of us said or both of us said that they could really take and help them. So like, I think that's beautiful. But I just enjoy talking to you. So let's do this again on here soon if you'll have me.
Absolutely, I'm always down. And like I said, next time you're in town, let me know. I want to record a 5. So the podcast is fun, but I'm really, really enjoying the 5 questions with ABJ, that interview style thing, and everyone gets the same 5 questions, and there's like a bonus question. And I've done a lot of them with wrestlers, but I want to get out there more and do them with other people. Like I want to get to the point where like I go to the bar one night and just like, yo, you want to go ask these questions real quick, and just like get random people or go to a basketball court or just around town and just ask these 5 questions of people. So I want to start doing that more. The door's open for you, Jace, Harry, everybody. Like I want to record as many as I can because they're short. They're only like 5, 6, 8 minutes long. And I think I'm having more fun with them than sometimes the podcast. And I really want to boost them up.
That's genius, bro. That's a quick catch.
Yeah. I think people, I'm really having a blast doing them. So I want to record more of those.
Let me know. I'm always down.
Let me know when you're in town. We'll get it done. But guys, thank you so much.
About, man.
Let's close out of here with some music by the Converse Kid. We'll see you on the next podcast. We'll be back on the 30th with a movie review with Kim Rose as we do the movie Megan for Not Cool in High School Horror. Tons of stuff. We're not just doing interviews. We're doing pop culture stuff. So it's always there. It's always fun to do. But we'll see you guys in the next one. Here's some music from the Converse Kid. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching this presentation. Like, share, and subscribe for more.